Hey everybody, welcome back to Black Lotus, where we talk about all things strange and unusual. And today is kind of a special episode because we are celebrating our 100th episode.
Woohoo!
Yeah, so what we're going to be doing is talking about some of our favorite episodes and how we got from there to here. And but first, before we get into that, I want to give some very special shout outs to some very special people that have supported us along the way. And the first person I want to talk about, of course, would be Gavin Lee Davies.
Right.
He heads up the Paranormal Chronicles, and I'm going to be dropping links for these people in the description. But he heads up the Paranormal Chronicles, and it's really a fantastic group over at Facebook. And also want to mention Jared Easley, who heads up the podcast movement over at Facebook. And
big help.
Huge help. And definitely, if you're into podcasting at all, definitely go check out the podcast movement for podcasters. Everybody there is extremely helpful. I mean, I don't know that we would have been able to do this without Jared Easley's help, most definitely. Kevin and Jennifer Malek, who head up the Northern Wisconsin Paranormal Society. Fantastic people, extremely knowledgeable, and definitely check them out. Lorilei Potvin. And she heads up the UFO Paranormal Radio Network, and so she does a weekly show. But what that is, it's not on YouTube. It's actually an internet radio show. And I got a hold of Lorilei because I had been watching Paranormal Survivor on television, and I saw her on that, and I went, I know her through one of the groups that I belong to. So I searched for her, and lo and behold, there she was. And, we've been friends ever since,
Great person.
And she has a fascinating story to tell about her own home, Cameron Brower, who does the My Alien Life podcast, great guy. And, he doesn't do what we do here necessarily. He strictly devotes it to UFOs and aliens and that sort of thing, and he also has a fascinating tale to tell. AnneMarie Balog, one of our good friends. I wanted to mention her. She did the toe readings thing with us once,
right?
And
that was a great show.
It was a great show. Yeah, I love that one. Of course, I want to mention my wife Teri, without her support and her understanding about all of this, we certainly wouldn't be here today. And I want to also thank Johnny Black, who heads up the Fright Night Show podcast. And he just recently started doing it on YouTube, but he has a podcast over at Spotify and Stitcher and all of that. If I'm forgetting anybody, please forgive me. But, there were a lot of people who helped us get here. And I also want to mention that I want to thank all of our members over at the Black Lotus discussion group. We have a group over there. If you're not a member there yet, most definitely jump over there. And again, I'll provide the link in the comment in the description.
Great group of people.
And, the people that I just mentioned, they all belong to this, and we're talking about paranormal experts, ufologists, cryptid experts, they're great people. So definitely go there. And last but certainly not least, I want to thank all of our subscribers here on YouTube. Without you, we certainly wouldn't be here, So definitely. And if it's the first time you've been here, like and subscribe, and click the little bell while you're at it so you get notifications every time we do upload a new episode. But anyway, so on with the show. I think the first thing I want to talk about is some of our favorite episodes that we've done over the last, year and a half, something like that.
Yep,
Yeah.
approximately.
Yeah, we started July 13th in 2018, and a lot of people may not know this, but we started actually way before then, about a year or so before then,
Right.
and we were under the name Pop Views, and we talked about everything there, everything from politics to the weather to our favorite jokes. We did movie reviews, and we also did the strange and unusual and paranormal stuff. And we found that the most views we were getting, and listens, because we were also just a podcast, were when we would do the topics on the paranormal.
Right, anything strange and unusual.
Yeah. And so we decided what we would do back in July of 2018 is that we would rebrand ourselves under Black Lotus, and but we were still going to be use the Pop Views channel for this, but we were just going to rebrand it. Well, in the process of doing that, I made a fatal mistake and clicked the wrong button, and all the videos we had before that were gone irretrievably. And I mean, I was devastated. Ralph was devastated, and we're like, well, what now? So what we decided to do is create this whole new channel under Black Lotus. And I think it was the best mistake I've ever made.
Yeah.
Because I mean, we really, when we had Pop Views, we had 41 subscribers or something like that over that year period, and it just wasn't making
over a year.
Yeah, and I mean, within 6 months, we skyrocketed with the new channel. But the thing is that all of our videos now are just strictly deal with strange and unusual, and I think people are really enjoying that a lot more. And the thing is, we don't have a hell of a lot of subscribers currently, but we do have some faithful ones,
Right.
And yeah, so I mean, how many subscribers do we have now?
Right now, it is at 316, I think.
Is that what it is? Which is
314.
Yeah, and that's not really a hell of a lot for a lot of YouTubers. That means nothing to them, But to us, it
means something.
It means something, yeah.
And you were saying that we changed over from Pop Views. We still use the Pop Views and do the movie interviews or movie talks and reviews. But this channel has been fun because we got to look into more of the stuff we really do enjoy doing.
And one of the things that I was kind of taken aback not too long ago, because someone referred to us as paranormal experts.
Yeah,
I don't know that we're experts. I mean,
I know a lot more than I used to.
Yeah. We do a lot of research, but I don't know if we be called. When I think of an expert, I think of somebody who is a field investigator, that kind of thing. We're more just researchers than anything else. But I will say that weird things, we're like magnets, that both of us, because I mean, weird things are just attracted to us, or we attract them, or something like that. And we've had UFO experiences, we've had ghost experiences, and the first thing I want to talk about today is that I want to talk about that show we did on our personal UFO encounters.
Right.
And the reason I want to bring that up is that video is near and dear to my heart. And the reason for that is I'm an abductee. And when that happened, it happened back in 1988. I didn't remember it until 1995. So from 1995 until we did that episode, I kept it pretty closely guarded that I was. I mean, I just told a few friends about the experience. And the reason for that is because, I was in a job where I couldn't really talk about that kind of stuff. I had, because I was a manager at a place, and I had to maintain some respectability, and I didn't want my employees to think I was some sort of UFO nut. You know what I mean? So when I kind of came out of the closet on that show and described my experience with it. And it was like this huge mountain came off my shoulders, and I just felt so much better about finally telling about my experience,
And by you doing that, you helped others.
I think so. I've had several people come to me and talk to me about that, so yeah, I think I did help others. Another episode that is kind of along that lines insofar as that the things that are attracted to us is our personal ghost encounters.
Right.
And I mean that we've had a lot of ghost activity.
We've actually had more now since we've actually done that show. We've had extra things happen and stuff too. But yeah, both of us have been magnets for that.
Yeah,
for sure.
Well, we have a spirit of a cat that lives here with us at the house, and we also have a shadow person. And it was strange. Ralph had mentioned, he says, I haven't seen that lately. Have you? And I said, no, not in probably a couple of months. And then just last night, it popped up in the hallway, and I was like, wow. So
been a long time,
So I wonder if there's some truth to that about shadow people, that if you ignore it, it just goes away. And so by bringing it up again, I wonder if it just manifested again.
Interesting.
So, yeah.
I don't know. What are your guys' thoughts on shadow people?
And I had mentioned AnneMarie Balog.
Yes.
In the beginning, and
what a fun show!
Oh my God, yeah, we did. That was a live show, and she did toe readings, kind of like some people do palm readings and that sort of thing. But so we had our viewers send in pictures of their toes. And yeah, and she did live toe readings.
She nailed me pretty well.
Did she? Yeah. And I didn't have her do mine. So I think I have ugly feet. So, but yeah, that was a fun show to do, I think, But what are your favorites?
It's hard to choose a favorite. But I think some of the favorites, besides the ones, like you said, our personal UFO experiences and our personal ghost stories, those are definitely up there in my favorites. But one of them that we might surprise you is the Georgia Guidestones. And the reason being is because it's something that's real, that's really a big, giant mystery. Nobody knows anything about it. I like those mystery things that are real.
Yeah.
I mean, we can talk about ghosts all we want, but we've seen them and stuff like that, but there's no tangible evidence. This is something that's actually there that we can go, what is this thing?
Yeah, and it's pretty ominous.
Right.
I mean, with what it says on the thing, especially about keeping the population down,
Definitely. And, excuse me. The other one of the ones I liked was the alien hoaxes, where we actually talked about debunking some of the things. Because, it's not just talking about the stuff that supposedly has happened and people's experiences. It's trying to figure out explanations for them.
Right.
And the truth behind them. And there's so many of these internet stories that go on, and people have their opinions on them and everything else. And then if you actually look into it, you find out it's totally wrong.
And there are a lot of, intentional hoaxers out there,
Right.
and I've said it before, it's really a shame that people do this because, the UFO community has a big black eye anyway, and so when people do this, it forbids any serious investigation. Now, one of the things I was mentioning to Ralph about our show is that, we happen to come along during a time period when UFOs became mainstream in the media.
Yeah.
And so a lot of people are paying attention to that now. And so, with that Tom DeLonge's To the Stars Academy, they're getting into some serious UFO investigations finally,
Right.
And people are paying attention, and not writing it off as a bunch of tinfoil hat wearers.
Well, wasn't it? Who was it that one of the military forces just made it easier for
the Navy?
Was it the Navy?
Yeah.
For people and pilots and stuff like that to report their sightings.
And I guess they're working with To the Stars Academy as well.
Oh, okay.
And I can't remember her name, but she sold Tom DeLonge some metal that she claims is came from a spacecraft.
Okay.
And they have it, and the Navy, I think it's the Navy, some military agency is working with To the Stars Academy to figure out what this thing is. And apparently, if you blast it with enough magnetic energy, the thing actually floats. Yeah, so I don't know.
Interesting.
But yeah, just
more stuff to come on. We're gonna have to look into.
Yeah, definitely.
But like I said, yeah, I liked the different episodes, the ones that we really have to look into and kind of figure out what's going on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I like the Georgia Guidestones.
Right,
yeah,
exactly.
Yeah. I think another one of my favorites was when we did the whole Paul is dead conspiracy thing.
That's another one that's interesting. What I'm finding is that I like the little categories we're getting. Mm-hmm. Like the Across Americas and the themed episodes now, and I'm finding them fascinating.
Yeah. In fact, we're about to create a new category.
Right.
What are we calling it?
Cryptids Across America.
That's it. And so what we're going to do is we're going to take your suggestions, possibly for the state that you live in, and we are going to investigate all the cryptids in that state in each episode.
Yeah. Probably going to do Illinois first.
Yeah.
So,
but we found that every state has at least 2 or 3 cryptids involved with it. So yeah. So that should be cool. I'm kind of looking forward to doing that. I think that's probably going to be our next episode. So, but yeah, I mean, getting from where we started to where we are now, I think we've gained a lot of knowledge.
Yes.
Definitely.
And had a lot of fun doing it.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, absolutely. So
let us know what you want to see us do next. Give us some ideas, some more shows.
Well, and that's another thing too, is that we were talking when we first started doing this. We were like, how are we going to, continue on with that, with this without repeating ourselves, And I don't think we have yet.
Nope, not in 100 episodes.
Wow, I mean, we might talk about Bigfoot repeatedly or something like that, or the lake monsters and that kind of thing. But like we did back in 2018, we did Bigfoot 2018,
right?
And it was just like updates to newer sightings and that kind of thing. So
in fact, he just got mentioned in the other one we just did, the Cryptid Update show.
Yeah. So. Yeah, I don't know. We've had a lot of fun. We've even investigated zombies. How to survive the zombie apocalypse, So, yeah. But I don't know. What else you got, man?
It's not even about the past anymore. I'm so much into what's going to happen next.
Yeah.
I'm really looking forward to see, because like you said, we've covered so many different subjects now. Now we're going to start down into the nitty-gritty of what some stuff really is.
Yeah. Another thing, I was just looking at your computer. We did an episode on the Storm Area 51 thing, and we didn't go there, but we talked about it. And but again, that's another thing where I think we were very lucky to have created this thing in the time that we did this, because I mean that came out, and if UFOs became mainstream before that, but now that they did that, and then it just like opened everybody's eyes to the possibility that something could be at Area 51.
You mentioned the Area 51 Our Thoughts episode, and it made me think of the Flying Saucer Area 52 episode we did. And that was a fun episode because we actually got to go somewhere and be there and meet all those people that are knowledgeable in the subjects at the store and stuff. That was fun. I enjoyed that. Yeah.
And what that is, it's a place out here in Nevada. It's in Boulder City, near Vegas. And it's actually a gift shop, but it's totally dedicated to aliens and UFOs. And the guy who runs the thing,
Kay.
Yeah, Kay. He's an eccentric, but he's a great guy. And the people that work for him are all UFO experts, pretty much, So, yeah.
They know their stuff.
That. Yeah, they really do. But, anyway. So, what do you say? You want to get out of here?
Sounds good.
All right.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you very much, everybody. Thanks for watching. Again, don't forget to like and subscribe to our videos. We really appreciate it, and we appreciate everybody that I mentioned earlier. So until next time, keep thinking and question everything.